pad printing, the first step is making a cliché. A cliché is the etched image which holds the ink used in pad printing. To make a cliché, we're using a polymer plate which will be exposed to UV light. Primary materials required include a polymer plate, a film positive of the image to be printed, an 80% line screen, and the exposure unit. In this case, we are using the Comex BR35M plate maker. There are different types of polymers depending on the production run. They're shown here by the different colors. Some for longer print runs and less expensive plates for shorter runs. Remove protective film from the plate to expose the photosensitive polymer side of the plate, in this case green in color. Brush talc on polymer surface. Remove excess with air. The talc removes the tackiness to the plate so the film positive will not stick. Now we are ready to expose the plate. Place plate green side up in exposure unit. Position film positive on the plate, print side down or right reading, aligning film with plate punches or plate edges if plate is not punched. Make sure there isn't any dust or dirt under the film positive that will interfere with the exposure. Cover with vacuum sheet, being careful to prevent the film shifting position on the plate. The vacuum cover helps to hold the plate in film positive and very close contact and eliminates air pockets which prevent undercutting of the image and loss of detail during exposure. Start vacuum. Close cover. Set program time for exposure time, in this case 45 seconds. Press start. Once the first exposure is complete, turn off the vacuum and open the cover. Remove the vacuum sheet and film positive. Place the line screen on the plate, matte side down. The screen is used to control the etch pattern and depth. Cover the plate with vacuum sheet. Turn vacuum on. Close cover. Select your program time, in this case 75 seconds, and press start. Now we are ready to develop the plate. Place the exposed plate in tray of water. The water temperature should be at or near 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Wash thoroughly for 90 seconds. This will remove the unexposed photosensitive polymer and reveal the image. After being exposed, the plate must be dried with a paper towel or blown air in order to stop the etching process. Next, place plate in dryer for 15 minutes at 80 degrees centigrade. This step helps harden the polymer plate. The final step in plate making is a post-exposure cycle in the UV unit. The post-exposure hardens the polymer plate and ensures the polymer is insoluble and less likely to scratch. Set exposure time to 15 minutes and press start. Because we are not exposing with a film, this final exposure does not require the vacuum. After final exposure, remove the plate from the unit, wipe both sides. The plate is now ready to be used. Comex also offers standalone units for plate making. The units are the Comex BR50SV and the BR70SV, with the BR70 being able to accommodate larger plate size. Both units can expose either alcohol or water wash plate types. For the first exposure, remove protective film from plate. Talc the polymer surface. And blow off the excess. Roll away the plastic. Place polymer plate on base of unit. Turn on vacuum. Position film emulsion side down, aligning with plate punches or plate edges. Cover the cliché and film with plastic. Make sure there is nothing underneath the plastic that will interfere with the developing. Set timer and press start button. For the second exposure, lift the plastic. Place a line screen over the plate, emulsion side down. Make sure the screen covers the portion of the image to be fully etched. Cover the cliché and film with the plastic. Make sure there's nothing under the plastic. Set timer to desired exposure time and press start. At end, remove the exposed plate and screen from the exposure unit. Place plate in the developer. In this case, we are developing an alcohol wash plate. Set timer to desired development time. At the end of development, remove the plate from the alcohol. Last step is final exposure and heat cycle. The exposure time and temperature are adjustable.